UFC Fight Night Vettori versus Dolidze, the greatest fight night card of all time, boys, is actually finally happening. Holy shit, boys. I'm just kidding. This card is actually trash. But I don't mind it. We've been having insane cards back to back to back to back to back. So I don't really mind it. Without further ado, before we get into the actual, doing little things, let's go and do a little recap of what happened in the past few fight cards, boys. We have been positive for the year. We've been profitable on 5 of the last 3 fight cards. Only for 2025. For 2024, we've been extremely profitable. Extremely profitable. Look at the safe bet accuracy. Who's doing this? Literally, who's doing this? It's actually free money at this point. Save Bet is only exclusive to premium members only. And to think, oh, he's a scammer. If you go to the winnable link, you'll see the bets. The bets actually go public after the event is over. It has the date on there. This is no cap. I had one of my boys. He's making 4 or 5K. He's making 4 or 5K. You know what I'm saying? It's not even. But he made like 4K so far off the bets. I'm not even joking. And for $9 a month, boys. I'm not like trying to. It's $8.99 a month. That's it. No strings attached. We give you the best prop bets, the best round bets, the best money line bets, our bets. We give you a full breakdown. We give you underdog runner-up that hasn't missed. We're on a 7 win streak for runner-ups. We do the best underdog videos, but this is the underdog runner-up. We haven't missed on that one. Look at the bets that we actually placed. All of our bets hit on the last UFC event. We gave you the 3-leg for the free premium members. We gave you guys a free 3-leg. Bahamundes under 2.5 hit. Joshua Van, Masterclass, and Carlos Leal. You got that plus money as well. That's a steal. The double chance. Alex Pereira by KO or Magomed Ankalaev by decision. Listen, man. A lot of people were talking crap. Like, yo, what the hell? Ain't no way Magomed wins. And Magomed won. We have Justin Gaethje by KO or decision. He was my dog of the week. He hit. Bruno Ferreira, another dog. He hit. Boys, this is like, we're not making this up. Safe bet hit. Curtis Blades. He went out with an injury, but it is what it is, boys. Mauricio Rufy put on a master class. Subscribe and become a premium member. UFC Fight Night. Vettori versus Dolidze 2. And you guys already know how we do this. We start with the prelims, ending with the main event. And we're starting off with Eunice Dubin versus Carly Judas. I mean, I can't make this up, boys. It is what it is. But Eunice Dubin, I'm actually going Eunice Dubin. Eunice Dubin has all of her fights end and finish. She's 6-0. Carly Judas does have more experience, but she's just okay. She's not anything crazy in my opinion. Not really like crazy over her. This fight in general is 50-50 to be honest. I'm going Dubin because I think she'll be able to get it done. All wins by finish. Judas coming off 2 split decisions against decent competition, but struggling. But Dubin hasn't really struggled yet, so we'll see what's up. Then we have Josiane Nunes versus Priscilla Cochera. And I'm going Nunes. I actually bet Nunes against Cavalcanti. I thought she had a solid chance against Cavalcanti. She lost that fight. It is what it is. You can't get everything right. But I think Nunes was a solid dog in that fight. And to be honest, Cavalcanti looked insane in a lot of her recent fights. So I'm going Nunes. Not much explanation needed there. Let's move on, boys. I think Nunes is just going to get this one done. This is a mostly striking matchup. She has the power. She can KO people. Her technique kind of sloppy, but she can get it done. But this is a 50-50 fight, but I favor Nunes. Then we have Daniel Barres versus Andre Lima. Now, if Daniel Barres can keep a straight pace... my apologies. If Andre Lima can keep a strong pace, put that pressure on Daniel Barres, I think he could get this one done. If not, I'll give it to Barres. Straight up. If he can't keep that pressure, I'm giving him to Barres. Lima throws heavy and accurate. And he has solid striking. Daniel Barres he's okay. But I mean, he's a good matchup, you know. And a lot of these 10-0 guys, these big favorites, been losing in 2025. Don't really know if I could trust Andre Lima. A lot of these big favorites, minus 500s, minus 400s, minus 800s, minus 1,000. They've just been losing in 2025. A lot of these undefeated people, we just seen it happen with Gene Matsumoto against Rob Font. He lost, you know. So just bet this at your own risk. I'm going Andre Lima, though. And then we have Stephanie Luciano versus Sam Hughes. I'm actually going Sam Hughes on this one, boys. I think Sam Hughes' pace and pressure might be too much for Luciano. It might be too much for Luciano. And yeah, Sam Hughes, I mean, like in her last fight against Dudukova, she was a plus 400 dog. And she did her thing out there. So, not really too much to say about Sam Hughes. Yeah, shout out Sam Hughes. I think she could get this one done, especially since Luciano really hasn't been tested like that. The wrestling and the cardio of Sam Hughes might be a little too much early on. Then we have Carlos Vera versus Jasias Musasa. And I'm going Jasias Musasa. He just seems like he has the power. I don't really know how he's such a big favorite because he's coming off a split decision win off the Contender Series. And Vera can win because he has the BJJ, but he did lose to Rinya and he didn't shoot any takedowns in that fight. Maybe because Rinya's wrestling is really good, even though he sold my parlay in UFC 311. We'll talk about that for another day. But yeah, I'm going Jasias. I think he can just land once and probably chin Carlos, because Carlos needs to get those takedowns, etc. So yeah, the pick will be Jasias. I wouldn't bet it though. Minus 1,000. It's crazy. Off a guy coming off a split decision. Anyway, Su Young Yu versus AJ Cunningham. AJ Cunningham's a solid dog, but I got Su Young Yu. Covington doesn't have a win in the UFC. I mean, Cunningham. He doesn't have a win inside the UFC, and he's okay. Young will get the takedowns if needed. He is a wrestler. Cunningham does have weight cutting problems. That could pose a problem. Cutting down a bantamweight, you might have a problem with that. He is 5'10". Just saying, boys. At bantamweight, that's a little crazy. And I just think Su Young Yu has that non-stop pressure, and I think he can get this one done, man. But then again, I'm not really confident. Like, this is a tricky card, boys. I'm giving you guys these picks, but I'm not really confident in a lot of these. Moving on, we have Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Ryan Spann, my fault. And I'm going Waldo because he's Dominican. No, I'm just kidding. Going Acosta because I just think he's well-rounded. He can mix it up if he needed. And he only has one loss. I mean, Ryan Spann, we kind of see the holes in his game. He's a solid dog, but I mean, Ryan Spann lost to Anthony Smith. And he's also been finished a good amount of times. I could see Waldo maybe getting a finish here, but if it goes... I could see Ryan Spann getting a finish here, but if it goes the distance, I'll favor Waldo for sure. Moving on to the main card. We have Seung-Woo Choi. Seung-Woo Choi versus Kevin Vallejos. And I'm actually going Vallejos. I'm all behind the hype train. His only loss was to Gene Silva on the Fighting Nerds. His only loss was to Gene Silva. He's only seen a decision twice. He's versing someone who's been okay. I think Seung-Woo Choi. Hueso. He's okay, you know. He's struggling. He's been struggling. He's on a losing streak. His nickname is Sting. Just saying, boys. Choi's been finished multiple times. I see Kevin Vallejos getting a KO. Seems like Choi was just alley-ooped for Vallejos to KO him. Moving on up the card, we have Dr. Nurgoze versus Brenson Ribeiro. Ribeiro. And I'm going DR. He's a KO specialist coming off the Contender Series with a W. Seems like a layup for Nurgoze, in my opinion. because Brenson has been struggling inside the UFC. Seems like he might get chinned by Nergoze. They like to do this a lot. The UFC, if they see a chinny guy, they put him with an up-and-comer that just has a lot of KO power, especially in the light heavyweight divisions, the heavyweight, light heavyweight. But yeah, Nergoze has seen the decision only twice. He's a finisher, and I think they put him on this main card for a reason. So I'm gonna say, boys. Then we have Damon Blackshear versus Cody Gibson. I think Damon Blackshear is one of the better bets on this card if you are betting him. All wins have been by finish. He's, I believe, 3-3 in the UFC. His losses are a good comp. For example, Yusuf Zalal. He took Yusuf Zalal to a draw. He lost to Mario Bautista. Damon Blackshear has solid grappling. He looked good in his last fight. I actually picked him to win in his last fight. Cody Gibson is just alright. Gibson is coming off a 2-fight win streak against actual cans. People that just been on a losing streak. So I'm going the person that fought the better comp. The person that he's a finisher. And yeah, I think Blackshear can get this one done. Moving on up the card, we have Alexander Hernandez versus Kurt Oloba. And I'm actually going the dog here. I'm going Kurt Oloba. I just feel like Hernandez is inconsistent. And he's coming off 2 split decision wins, 1 L and 1 W. He's coming off 2 split decision fights. My apologies. But yeah, even though Kurt is 38, I just feel like in the later rounds, I just trust him more to get it done. Hernandez is inconsistent. And that's really all I have, Him being a minus 200 favorite, like I get it. Kurt is older, but I just got Kurt in that fight. We have, on the next fight, we have Chidi Njokunin versus Dos Santos. And I'm picking Dos Santos. I also think he's one of the better bets on this card. He's actually moving to a bigger favorite. At first, he was minus 150 earlier in the week. Now he's a minus 192. I think he's going to be a minus maybe 220 coming fight day. And I have him. He has the better UFC resume. He has a draw against Rinyat. Beat Sean Strickland. I picked him in his last fight to win. He beat Benoit Saint-Denis by KO. And while he did lose to Randy Brown, Dos Santos, Randy Brown also got robbed of that Bryan Battle win. And Bryan Battle is a tough matchup. So that just goes to show you how good Randy Brown is. But yeah, back to Chidi now. Chidi, he gets finished often. He's okay. In his last fight, he had a performance of a lifetime. Had a lot of action in that fight. I just feel like this is a Dos Santos masterclass waiting to happen. Chidi is cool, but I don't know if he could just keep up that high volume like he did in his last fight. Opponent, like I said, Chidi does have good striking, but it might get exposed. And Dos Santos might even expose him in the grappling. Now moving on to the main event of the Apex card. I'm actually going Marvin Vettori in this fight. But Roman Dolidze to win inside the distance decision, no action is actually a lock. I wouldn't be surprised Dolidze actually won this. Dolidze just marches forward and only rocks people when he kind of get rocks. The only person that really rocked Dolidze was Imavov, and Imavov is now a number 1 contender. So Dolidze is also coming off that TKO win against Kevin Holland, where it was a TKO to the ribs, but a lot of people said Kevin Holland seemed like he was faking it. Dolidze is also on a 2-fight win streak against Anthony Smith and Kevin Holland. So it's cool. But now here's where the problem is. Also, Dolidze broke Kevin Holland's ribs. But Kevin Holland made a quick turn on like a month or 2 later. I don't know about that. So he might have just been faking it. Who knows? Dolidze is very active in 2024. But like I said, he's on a 2-fight win streak against Anthony Smith and Kevin Holland. In my opinion, I'm going Vettori. But here's the problem. Vettori is rumored to still have a shoulder injury, and the only reason he's fighting is because he needs the money. That's the rumor on the streets. That his shoulder isn't fully healed, and he injured his shoulder back in 2023. But yeah, I think last time he won because he was the busy striker, and I think it's going to be the same way. Dolidze doesn't really keep his hands up, just kind of eats all the shots. He's like a caveman. He just kind of tanks all these shots, but I actually like Vettori in this fight. But Dolidze is a solid underdog, boys. That is the prediction. Subscribe to Winnable. Like, comment. Let me know what predictions you agree with, what you don't agree with. Follow us on TikTok. I give you guys all the updates a little quicker. Instagram as well. Check those links in the description. Support the team. And I'm out.